Okay, I'm gonna show you a little box that I've made over the years. I make it with one full sheet of a cardstock, and I've done mostly at Christmas time to my grandkids. I make, I give caramels and these to some of my grandkids that live in the area. Sorry, those of you who live away. I just said a secret I wasn't gonna say. So I've made, this one I had made, this one we've posted before, but I've changed how I did it. So I'm redoing this post. I before said where you score each of the lines you're gonna fold. And I could do it quite fast. It really was pretty easy, but it is kind of difficult. So now I've redesigned the ones I had and designed, this is a birthday one, and I left space so you could either print on your computer, it'll be a PDF, and you can print on the computer. I put, in fact, I have right here, I did the wrong one. So I have happy birthday to Shara, love Grandma and Grandpa. So one side, this side says happy birthday to Shara, and this side I put love Grandma and Grandpa. Or, you know, you wouldn't have to put Grandma and Grandpa, whoever you're giving it to. This one is a thinking of you. And this graphic, some of these graphics I got pieces of, but this I got the whole graphic from, by Free Pick. And so I have
You printed the credit.
yeah, the credits on here as it said. And I thought that turned out cute. And then a Christmas one that I found, and then just a thank you. And there's space on this to write a little note. So what you would do is while it was in this form, you would write the note, because you could do it on the box, but it'd be easier before it's a box. So, and I like, you can use ribbon, whatever you like in the top. I do like this baker's twine. Some of them, they're not all created equal. This one, I did double because I forgot, it's thicker. These are really, really thin, and I doubled them. I doubled this too, just because I was doubling the rest. So these, the pink and the blue, are quite thin, and I like it. When I use these up, I'm gonna get thicker of those colors. And I talked before about you can use either a sugar or a sprinkle, kind of these jars, and they just fit in this size. The bigger size of rolls do not. So I'm gonna just make one. So the thing you need to remember is to always score first, because if you cut, you might not see the score line parts. So, and I have this that it's a Fisker one I got years ago, and I just keep this score blade in it, because I have other ones I like to cut better. And I've had this for quite a long time, and it works out well. This is the cutting one, and this is a scoring one. This is let's see, how do I get it off here? It's got push down or something. It doesn't score as well. It still can be used. This one, it folds like this, and this is the cutting, and this right here is a scoring.
Oh.
So you just put it in and score.
Oh, yeah.
So I know they make the bone scoring thing. I've seen people just use a butter knife.
And a ruler.
This also has the little grooves here that I think you could probably use with this scoring too if you had several to do. I don't think you have to do it on the cutter. So anyway, just some ideas to some different ways of doing it. So I'm gonna actually do
So I have
this
a
one.
question. Where you score it on the whole line?
Well, no, you go the whole way on these designs. Oh, did I not score that way? This way, evidently, I forgot to score this way. So you can usually see the back, but this is the one I decided to do. Some of them that are busier, like this one, you have to really kind of look because it disappears in the background.
Oh.
The ones that are white are more obvious. So I'm gonna do this medium one here. To do the thinking of you. So this is the one I'm more used to. On this one, I find if I push too hard, it makes a mark on either side, which I don't know that bothers me that much. So I've got these little arrows and it tells you which way, so it's scoring this way. I did have dots, but then you don't know which direction. So I put these little arrows, and most of them don't show. There was one on one side I barely could see, but so I've made it kind of lighter. Hopefully it'll work. So I score it. I'll go. I put it where the arrow is there instead of back here, just so that it's easier to line up with your blade. This one I've used enough that there's actually a mark along the thing, and so I'll just line it up with that or the edge, and I'll just score it there, and then I'll score the bottom. And then I'll score along each edge here, just where the arrows are. So this is a lot faster than figuring it out, even though I felt like I was in the dark, not knowing exactly where.
And so when you're scoring, you're going the whole way.
The whole way on this one, yeah.
On that one, yeah.
I guess I did that. Okay, do 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I cut it out. So this you cannot see. This is supposed to be all gray, but because the printer won't go to the edge, you can see the words cut out. But on the file, you can see it. So, and you just really go along the score line. I go like this and cut this little notch out, and then the same for this side here. Now, I usually, you can go like this and you cut up here. There's a gray line, you cut here and here. I like it looks cleaner on the bottom, and this is the simplest, and it's just flat on the bottom. It's not a problem, but I do like, so I cut this way. I like doing it a little bit of a V. So if you want to try that, that way when you don't have any that show off the edge if it's a little larger. Mm-hmm. And so on these, instead of cutting straight up, I'm going to go just a little bit of a V to the point of where this score line is. And that's where the gray line is.
So you cut that V on both sides?
On both sides. So then you have a flat that's, and I just like doing that. So I've left it simple like that for people who just want to draw up the line, and I did that for several years. And then, every once in a while one would show on the bottom, and it started bugging me. So then you just cut all of them. So it's 2 cuts instead of 1. And if it doesn't bug you, you got remember to do the end where there's no score line, because it's the edge. But if you're doing it straight, you don't have to do anything there. So. Because I cut this one straight and I did the others, I'll do a little V there. I usually V at the same time. Okay, so now, let's just move this down. Now I fold it all in. I've scored it this way so I can see where I am and see where I've printed the marks, but I fold it inside, that will be the inside of the box. I think it's really important to score it. If you had to fold each of these, it would be really difficult. And I also just bend these in here. Okay. Now I take some glue. I've used glue sticks. I did it at Christmas time. I used it for neighborhood gifts. And it kept undoing. I was re-gluing some of them, and I thought, it's not that hard to use Elmer's. It's actually for this quite easy. I just put a few little dots, and then I take this up and line it the kind of where the score line is on each side with each other. So you're getting that, and it's going. So this will be a glued edge like right here inside. Oops.
And it's just that one corner
This one's edge
to
here.
make the
Yeah.
shaft.
And so when I'm doing it, I'll glue this side first on all of them, and then I'll put something heavy, not this because I'll be using glue, but and then I just add them on. And by the time, even this, as long as you push it for a few minutes, it's good. So then I take it, and this is, you have to be careful. I glued the top without thinking, oh no, it can't, because I like the little top up there. And when I've done that, they just get one that's glued on both sides. So, and you could do that if you like that look. I wouldn't necessarily,
So when do you normally punch the hole?
after I could at this point, but I usually glue the bottom, or do the whole thing and do that last. So I want this one, this is the only order, is because I want the credits on this one, because I did use somebody else's work. So the first ones on this one, it doesn't matter which side other than that. So I'll do the top on one side, just on the edge, and then I top on both these. So this will go down. No, that's the wrong side. So the top on this side, and then the right side on this side. So you'll get, this will glue on the bottom and on the top. And then this one, I just do the top on both of them, because I'll put it down here, and then the graphic is by there. And then at this point, I'll just take it, and I just eyeball it. I go kind of to the center. See now, I was doing that wrong. I like the point to be, and it doesn't matter what you do, but I like it to look like this with the thinking of you on, I consider this the front and the back, this side you do, and I just eyeball it, and then take a little, and tie a
There you
little
have it.
bit of the string. And what you can use these for, I've been using, I like making caramels, and so I'll put a dozen caramels fit in here nicely. I'm thinking you can put cookies, I think of, not big ones, but a regular sized cookie in here. And I'm thinking at least 6, half a dozen would be in here. You can put a cupcake in here. The thing you have to remember is this is just cardstock. It's not got a barrier for grease. Some papers do. And so even my caramels, if it's sitting there very long, you'll get some little grease, little looking things. And the cookies, I probably would put them in, maybe in a cellophane bag, but then that's 2 bags, 2 containers, or just wrap them and line it a little bit in plastic and put them in there. So I'm thinking you can put them in small gifts. You can put in here.
Yeah.
Maybe if you had some small lotions or something, that would be good. So there you go. It's my little box. I'm going to be posting soon another box that I did that's smaller.